lot of folks who are listening to this for the first time. My secret is 20 years ago, to the year, actually a 20th anniversary, Val. You know the inside scoop there, but we won't share that secret right now. But 20 years ago, I was this close. I mean, this close to meeting with the United States president. His name is George W. Bush.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting. And I really will make it quick. I never met him. Broke my heart. I never met him. But here's what had happened. Some people, whether they know or not, might be aware. I built an ice arena up in the Seattle area. Exactly. I mean, 20 years ago. And Bremerton Ice Arena. And because of that, it was a big deal. I know what it's like to be a celebrity, honestly, maybe in a good way and a bad way, Val, but you can relate to that. Captain can relate to that. But at the time, because I founded Bremerton Ice Arena, I was really contacted by a lot of very big people. It happens. If you write a book, like I found a couple of times, if you build a $5 million ice arena, if you have 3 Purple Hearts and are a war hero, like our guest here today, you get contacted by people. It was weird. I was the founder of Bremerton Ice Arena, and I had received 2 letters from at the time the governor of the state of Washington, Gary Locke. You remember that, Val? You do your research because you're an investigative journalist. But it's on my website. That letter, actually, I think both those letters from Governor Locke are there. I'll digress just a little bit here and try not to too badly. But I was a big fan of Gary Locke at the time. He was a Democrat. But he's who I describe as a JFK Democrat. He was a very pragmatic guy, and I really try. I'm going to try not to get into politics here, but I liked Gary Locke, and he wrote me 2 personal letters congratulating me for building Bremerton Ice Arena. I'll leave it at that. But I also got contacted by the Republican National Committee. This was just kind of post 9/11. Val, I opened the doors in 2003, so this would have been in 2003, in the middle of the George W. Bush administration, in the middle of a lot of war going on. And I got a letter out of the blue from the Republican National Committee. It was from Tom DeLay. Tom DeLay was the Speaker of the House, very much like Mike Johnson is right now, very much like Kevin McCarthy was till recently. So Tom DeLay actually sent me a letter, and he invited me to Washington, D.C., to the White House. And honestly, Val, this was out of the blue. I always say, it's godly when it comes out of the blue and you don't expect it. But he invited me there. They actually awarded me what was called the Congressional Gold Medal. It's called the Congressional Gold Medal, basically for community achievement, for service to my community, and actually service to the military, because I worked so closely in Bremerton with all the U.S. Navy guys and the Army guys and stuff. So he sent me a letter and he invited me to the White House. And it was a dinner with Vice President Cheney, Dick Cheney. And 90% of the time when you have invitation dinners like that to present medals, and this ain't no medal like our Purple Heart guys received, like bronze stars like James McCormick received. This ain't nothing. I just built an ice arena. I ain't no hero. But it was dinner with Vice President Cheney, and then what happens 9 times out of 10 is the president pops in to say hi and visit all the delegates. In that case, that was George W. Bush. I was this close. I could not go. I was actually scheduled and booked to be presented my Congressional Gold Medal. Seriously. And I couldn't go.
Wow.
It broke my heart. It broke my heart of beyond breaking. I mean, beyond breaking, because I didn't have the money to do it. It always takes airfare and a per plate thing, and it was $1,200. And at the time I was, here you go, turned into a secret from the inside, Val. I was just getting my butt kicked financially, having built my ice arena, and I could not for a minute spend $1,200. Seriously, that is my secret off the cuff. I didn't expect to say this, Val. I couldn't, in good faith, spend $1,200 plus whatever it cost to go to Washington, D.C. when I had payroll to meet. When I had payroll to meet, I never once missed a payroll to my people, Val. I went down to my company, ex-company, and I cashed out a $14,000 401k, Val. $14,000 401k to pay my payroll. So, but because of that, I missed meeting George W. Bush. And so I didn't expect to chat like this, but I'll turn it back to you. And when it comes to presidents, I'm just going to call this President's Day for that story. There's a gentleman coming up right behind me, and I'll actually turn it to you, Val, for the introduction. I usually do, but I've talked enough. Please do ask James. Remember, he needs to cash his ticket. I want his secret. And then before the end of the show, I want your secret too, Val. Remember, we haven't even got our tickets punched and got into these subjects yet, but it's pretty good for me so far. Welcome to Secrets from the Inside. Back to you, Val.
We're going to bring Captain James McCormick in. I'm going to unmute him here and just do a quick